Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate their spiritual awakening process. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you, meaning any one of you, can find your purpose. A lot of times I reference in my videos that I have found mine. And I would imagine if you guys were anything like me, some of you are thinking, oh wow, must be nice, jerk off. Wow, lucky you. You know, that kind of thing. Because deep down, I always wanted a purpose. I wanted the feeling of being responsible for something greater than myself. I think everyone deep down wants that because we all do have that. And it's another misconception that I had, and then you guys might have, that it just falls into your lap. Where I imagine in some rare cases it does, but I had to find mine. I put a long time. In retrospect, I can see where I put like a good portion of my lifetime, but the last 6 months or so prior to actually finding it, I was taking specific action with the goal and aim of discovering my real purpose. So today I'm going to tell you how you guys can do just what I did. I'll tell you what worked for me, and I believe it'll work for almost anybody who does it because it relies on the untouchable forces of the law of attraction. So my primary suggestion is to start putting energy into discovering your purpose. Start thinking about it, desiring it, intending for it, and most importantly, take action. And I'll tell you the action that I took. I watched a YouTube video where somebody suggested to me, and the viewers obviously, to conduct 3-month experiments. Whatever you think your purpose would be or could be, the greatest likelihood that you can conceive of at this moment, do that. Put all your energy into that for about the period of 3 months. So why 3 months, obviously? That's what the question I asked myself. And the philosophy is that if you really can't get a real good grasp whether you like something or something's right for you in the beginning stages, because you're just kind of fumbling around and learning, and there's a little bit of a learning curve. At the same time, if you're spending like doing these 2-3 year, 1 year experiments, you want to find it obviously sometime relatively soon. You don't want to have 10 years down the line and aha, I finally found it. So 3 months is a pretty good middle ground where you can get a pretty good idea if whatever thing you're trying at the time is right for you. So that's what I would suggest. And now I'm going to go over some of the pitfalls because it was a brutal process for me. Because there were many times where I thought I had found my purpose. And once I started to realize that this thing just wasn't it, it was devastating because, again, I was so desperate to find it. I wanted to find it so badly, and I was ready to. It was right in my life to find it. I knew that. And it was just very heartbreaking and just devastating when I realized I had wasted a bunch of time. So I told myself it wasn't a waste because it kind of steered me and funneled me into my actual purpose. But in my mind at the time, and perhaps in yours, you'll feel like you wasted your time. You put all this effort and energy into something, and now you just got to start over, and you don't even know where to start now because that was it. That was what you thought was it. And now you have nothing. You have not even a faintest idea of what it could be. So be prepared for perhaps a little bit of an emotional roller coaster in this search. But you guys are going to probably find at the time that the energy is now, a lot of you are going to start thinking about your purpose. You're going to really want it. And I've read books. In fact, I don't know if I see it there. I read this one book called The Big Leap. And I don't remember the details, but essentially the guy, he experienced some sort of major tragedy. And that sort of catapulted him into his purpose. And that can be the case because the energies are going to start forcing people, in a sense, into their home vibration, and the resistance can cause pain and suffering. So you could wait it out, and there is a chance that something will happen that will shake you up so much that you'll find your purpose, but you can be more proactive. You don't have to have it so crazy like that. That's why I recommend trying. So that's it. That's my story, guys. I'll give you an idea of how many things I tried before finally finding my purpose. I had 3 separate personal training businesses, each of them lasting at least about a year. One of them about 3 years. One was in my basement. I had a business where I went to people's homes, and then I did it where I had an actual gym that I rented out space and had an actual gym. I had several different medical marijuana grow operations because those are my two interests that stem back to as early as I could remember. So those were what I thought my purpose must revolve around, because that's what I invested the most time and energy into, and I was the most skillful in, so it had to do with those. And once those things broke down, then I really started experimenting because I needed the money. I needed to find this freaking purpose because I was going to go broke. So that's when I started doing kind of what I wanted to do online. I always wanted the freedom that people have who have an internet business, where they can just kind of work in my underwear on my computer and reach the people who I really want to talk to. But then I was like, who do I reach? I had a lot of different separate talents. I overcame addiction, so I thought that might be one of them. So I created a website and a YouTube page all about addiction. I like growing weed, and I overcame so many obstacles because I always seemed to run into problems that I learned so much. I could very well have been a successful grow teacher. So I had a website, I upload blog posts, and I had a YouTube page where I'd record myself doing various tasks. I had a couple of different fitness ones. I had a work from home sort of thing. I had probably 15 to 20 different .coms. I had probably started 8 or 10 different blogs, and I've actually started up real businesses. That's how desperate I was to find this thing. But I finally found it. And one could even argue that, man, I don't know if it's worth all that. For one, I don't think you'll have to go through it the extent I did, because the energies are different and things move faster now, and all of you are much better at reading the energy of the situation than I was for so many years. But it's worth it. Even though I had to spend all that time and had to... all the things that I did that really seemed like it was a waste of time, all of them, strangely enough, indirectly, are assisting me now. Like running a personal training business, I had to learn a lot of different skills that now carry over into what I'm doing. Overcoming addiction, I share about that all the time. That really helps me connect with people on deeper levels, because they can see I've been in those dark places, which I have, and people believe it. I don't have to prove it to them. They can feel the energy because of those experiences. So trust that you're never wasting your time. You do have a purpose. It is worth the pain and agony of perhaps doing a few zigs and zags where you find this or that is not your purpose. And once you find it, your life will never be the same. It takes the edge off of all pain and suffering that you experience in this human life. Straight up, big time. Because you start to stand for something greater than yourself. No purpose. You're not going to have a divine purpose that's selfish, that no one really cares about. If you have a passion, there is an audience. There are customers. There are people that can benefit from that passion. You wouldn't be given that innate passion otherwise, because we're all one thing. This is all a divine orchestration. It's very well thought out. So that's it, guys. I won't really go any further. I think that pretty much sums up what I had to say. The most important thing I could give you guys is to take action. Don't be afraid. Don't think you have to have all your ducks in a row before you try something. Just try it, man. No mistake is a waste of time, and it will only accelerate your ability to get to where you want to go faster. That's kind of how people who are awakening get things done very quickly. They put themselves out there. Whereas most people, okay, I'm a normal guy, say, I'm gonna find my purpose. So I'm gonna keep my job, and I'm gonna try this for a little while. Maybe at a couple times a week I'll write a blog article. And six years down the line, okay, that's not my purpose. Okay, well, I'll try this. You guys are more on fire, ready to rock and roll. So you're gonna run into boom, 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 and then within 6 months you got a freaking purpose. Yeah, it was tough. It was much grittier and hard than the one guy taking his sweet ass time. But guess what? You'll get the prize. You'll get the manifestation faster. So that's what I recommend. Take bold, courageous action. Get rid of the beliefs that think that you're not ready, you're not worthy, it's not your time, you gotta wait, you need things to settle down versus no, just go. The world needs people who have discovered their purpose, because your purpose is valuable to humanity. So go find it.